This YouTube channel is one of the main reasons I live for. I will never be able to hide that from anybody. But even if I see this as one of my life's proudest achievements, having built a relatively intellectual community, you can be the judge of that by looking at my comments, the comments on my videos. You should already get a pretty rounded picture of the individual that's talking to you from my previous comments on the world and society. But that doesn't mean I'm not shit scared to show my work. And by showing my work, I mean talking about it in any context that isn't YouTube. Talking about it at school, or making it public to people that I know aren't extremely interested. I'm currently in 8th grade, as some of you may know. Last year, I was in 7th grade, and my chemistry teacher said, okay, group project, Elias, you're going to be with 4 other guys, kids, boys, yeah, whatever you want to call 7th graders, 7th grade males, and you're going to make a project about the history of the periodic table. And one of my classmates says, "Hey, can you record something? You're so good at speaking, bro. You should record something so we can actually make it up, so we can make it a part of the project." And I said, "Hey, don't worry about that. I got you. I already have this insanely good video about the periodic table." Now, if you've been a fan of my channel or regular viewer of my channel for a particularly long time, you might remember the old Elias Pisot style. Improvising. Kind of like what I'm doing right now, because I feel that this theme that I'm touching upon, fear in your own work, of the thing that you should be proud of, doesn't really deserve a scripted video. I mean, it doesn't really, it's not that it doesn't deserve it. It doesn't really call for one. It should be something that you speak of off the cuff, completely authentically. My old videos were all of them were like that. How can I say this? They weren't exactly the best. And even though I am still extremely proud of them because they developed my speaking skills and made my rhetoric a lot better, I myself know, and even 7th grade me knew, that they're not exactly the thing to put in front of a classroom full of, people with hormonal imbalances, aka teenagers. But anyway, I go to the class computer, I search for my video on Google, and immediately there are some very loud comments. "Look, ma'am, he's talking about exploitation." But I eventually found the video and put it on play. Start playing it. Put it on play. Yeah, that's a correct way of saying it. And surprisingly, the class is pretty respectful. There's not a lot of noise, which somehow made me sweat even more. So yeah, I appreciate it, fellow classmates, but it kind of stressed me out. For the next 6 minutes, I showed my YouTube video to the entirety of my classroom. Extremely quiet. Some, as I said in my previous video, extremely beautiful girls still were like this. The teacher was at the back of the class, kind of like this. Exactly like what you look like when you don't want to hurt someone's feelings but have a lot of shit to say that would hurt someone's feelings. Why was I afraid? Why was I shitting in fear? Due to fear. There's gotta be an answer to this. This is where my entire improvisational speech was leading up to. Why are we, in general, afraid of presenting the things that we know we love? This is especially a big problem if your work is your life, which it most likely should be, because as a really good video that I'll pop up on screen says, one of the greatest, best edited videos I've seen in a long time. You should definitely watch it. From Sleepy, I don't remember, it was Sleepy Robert, I have no idea. The thing that makes the difference between a good worker and a bad worker, someone who actually cares about their dreams and thus does everything in order to achieve them, and somebody who is just kind of casually interacting with their dreams and hoping that someday they'll come true on their own. Basically, they want to touch a bun, but they're doing it like this, not like this. The thing that marks the difference between those two people is obsession. If you're truly obsessed about your work, if you're truly obsessed about the things that you love doing, you will speak about them in every single possible context, no matter who you're speaking to. Because, for example, when I'm speaking to someone and know for a fact that they're interested in what I'm doing, and my YouTube channel, and my work, passion, I'm not that afraid to speak about it to them. But if I'm presenting it to somebody or a group of people that I know do not care, it's a lot harder. One of the hardest things to do is present something to a group of people that have no interest in the thing that you're presenting. But in order to actually get good at presenting that thing and not being ashamed about it, you need to somehow find a way to make those people interested in what you're presenting. Because you can be as proud as you want of the thing that you're doing, whether it be a sport, whether it be a YouTube channel like me. I also do sports, but whatever. Whether it be, I don't know, anything you could imagine, an instrument, architect, your studies, whatever. You can be as proud about it, as humanly possible. But if you're not able to explain to somebody why it's important and why you're doing it and why they should care about it, no matter who that person is, it's kind of pointless. And that's one of the main reasons I'm so afraid of speaking about the things that I love to people that I know for a fact do not give a shit about it. Because that from the get-go, they do not care about it. So why should I speak to them in the first place? But at the same time, I know that speaking to them is going to make me a lot better at speaking to people that I know are interested in what I'm actually telling them. Always remember, your work, or the quality of your work, doesn't need to be affirmed by an already planted interest in the audience you're speaking to. Like, the entirety of my YouTube channel, for new viewers, if you're somebody who has never seen me before, I'm speaking to you as somebody who hasn't had a bias planted into their mind. You have no idea whether I'm going to be a good speaker, whether I'm going to be a bad speaker. You have no idea whether or not I'm good or I'm bad. Am I good? Am I bad? I have no idea. So, yeah.